Welcome to the third and the final day of this 2017 Zagreb Judo Grand-Prix. Zagreb is a city known for its rich culture and for staging the highest level of sporting events. Situated along the Soba River on the southern slopes of the Medved Nika Mountains, it is a perfect city to host this 2017 Judo Grand-Prix. Now, Japan lead the medals, but all eyes will be on the 9-time world champion Teddy Riner, fighting today in the heavyweight division. Now, to introduce the medal matches on this last day is my co-commentator, Sheldon Franco Rooks.
And a very good afternoon, Neil, and a very good afternoon to everyone at home. The first of the bronze medal matches in the under 90 kilo category features Magomed Magomedov of Russia. He's up against Nicholas Mungai of Italy. It'll be Magomedov in the white judogi and Mungai in blue.
Please welcome the referee is from Turkey, Mr. Nedim Bayat.
The referee in the middle for this one is Nedim Bayat of Turkey.
Well, we certainly had a lot of sorting out, didn't we, in the early stages of the under 90 kilos category. We've had some great matches. Kukolja, who we expected to get through, just didn't make it, actually. And Macedo of Brazil had some incredible judo. We're going to see him a little bit later on here. Mungai of Italy, he's had a great tournament so far. Look out for his drop down Yoko Tomanagi. Magomedov, of course, we know is a big thrower.
Opening medal match in this final block. Nervous time for both fighters, no doubt.
Yeah, it's a good atmosphere in here as well. A lot of people. And there's an opening Osoto there from Magomedov. Straight onto the arm here. A little bit of panic stations from Mungai.
Neil Adams spoke about transition. That was the smoothest transition from that missed Osodogari into the Kansetsu Waza.
This is what makes us different, Sheldon, to the to BJJ. Is our groundwork is different because it needs a faster transition and a faster catch of whatever we're going for, whether it's for the hold down, whether it's with the arm, or whether it's with the neck. We have to be down there and we have to know what we're going for. Judo, Newaza people are hunters. They have to be.
Mungai comes back with an effort.
Yeah, he's never given up the whole day. He just keeps coming forwards all the time. And he lost in the semi-final to Toth. That was a great match, that was. In the end, Toth wore him down, didn't he? Toth, of course, we were just speaking to him in the training hall there, and he seemed very, very relaxed. But for me, he is very cool, calm and collected and pulls it out when he really needs to pull it out.
Mungai's big work was done in round one when he overcame the number 3 seed, Mamadali Medvedev of Azerbaijan. Put him out in the first round.
Well, there's the Shimiwaza there. That was almost on, wasn't it there? Magomedov again on his back. And Mungai has got to be careful here because if one of those happens in the centre, he might be in trouble.
Well, we've already seen Magomedov twice now, keen to get involved on the ground. He sent the signal to Mungai, be careful down there.
Yeah, well, Magomedov lost in the quarterfinals. That meant that he came through to a repechage final. He lost to Savguliev. And Savguliev lost in the semi-final to Macedo.
It's a bit of a surprise, wasn't it, our package? Rafael Macedo of Brazil.
Yeah, I think all the way through there's been some surprises, as there was, of course, in the World Championships. You know, we saw big surprises in the 90 kilogram category.
This and 81, those two weights, 81 and 90, were really blasted open.
Well, there's one Shido on the board there. Shido penalty. That's just shows there on that little yellow flag up. Mungai has it. If he gets 3 of those, he'll lose the match by default. So they're given for minor infringements. We say minor infringements. Stepping outside of the yellow area, pushing outside. You're not allowed to push outside either. Gripping infringements, so where you're not allowed to grip certain parts of the jacket for too long. So there are little things that you can pick them up for, and they soon add up. So you've got to be careful of them.
Neil was talking about the big upsets that happened in the World Championships. One in the under 81 kilo category, where Alexander Wyszczak took the under 81 kilo category, and in the 90 kilo category, the man who took that particular title doesn't come from a million miles away from here. That was Nemanja Majdov from Serbia.
I mean, big surprises. I was talking to Ilias Iliadis yesterday, former Olympic champion at 90 kilograms and former world champion 90 kilograms. I said, which categories excited you the most at the world championships? He said, of course, 90 kilograms. But he said that for a reason, and he said it because the unexpected happened, and he loved that. So one Shido each here. Magomedov has one now. Mungai has one. And it was for blocking the sleeve, Magomedov. He was trying to pin the sleeve down, stop Mungai from attacking. Can't do that, got to use it. You have to use it. If you dominate any sleeve or lapel grip, oh, that might go on. That might be on. That Juji Gatami is on. Magomedov has to submit. And Mungai, wow. And that was on the ground as well. Magomedov looked as if he was going to take Mungai. And now he's turned it, and the Italians celebrate.
There's that little saying, third time lucky. It was the third time on the ground that proved unlucky for Magomedov, lucky for Mungai. No real luck in there, but really well done. Still gripping his arm, Magomedov.
Well, you do, don't you? Because you try and resist it. Of course, a straight arm, it was pressure against a straight arm there. And Mungai, it was only 11 seconds left of the first 4 minutes. It was about to go into golden score, because if there's no actual score on the board, then it goes into golden score. No need there. 11 seconds to go. Mungai pulls off a fantastic win. Well, when we see this back in slow motion, we'll have a look at it and you'll see how he hunts the arm. Big celebrations there.
Well, he's downed 2 really top-draw fighters here. Mamadali Medvedev of Azerbaijan and Magomedov of Russia. Mungai has. Good day. Good bit of work for him.
This is where it started. He needed to stand up here, the Russian, but he was already trying to resist it, and the arm was straight. In the end, he had to submit. Mungai just goes down in for the Tomonagi. Look at the arm now. He's onto the arm. Now he's got to make sure that he goes into the crook of the arm and then pressure against the head. The arm was out. Then he applies pressure with the legs against the head. The arm comes straight and the pressure is enough to get the submission from the Russian. Good opportune stuff there from the Italian. And I have to say, that was a turnaround, because I thought that probably Magomedov was going to do the same to him. So credit to him. And that shout says it all.
So important, the control of the head. The second that the leg went across the head, he had him. Coming up next, the second of the bronze medal matches in the under 90 kilo category. Kobayashi Yusuke of Japan faces Tural Safguliev of Azerbaijan. It's Kobayashi in the white judogi, Safguliev in blue.
Well, just to explain to everybody, you might look at the world ranking there, 111 Kobayashi of Japan, but he hasn't been out of Japan. That's what is apparent, especially in a Grand Prix or Grand Slam tournament. Sometimes it's very difficult for the Japanese to get out of Japan in order to compete. So he comes in here, he's still fighting for third place in the under 90 kilograms category. Kobayashi has good technique, but he's got his work cut out, because Safguliev of Azerbaijan. He is somebody that's been winning regular medals on the IJF World Tour. Kobayashi in white, Safguliev in blue. So this is going to be a left-to-left situation. Sometimes you get an opposite, and I'll point that out as we go through the some of the fights and why that makes a difference. You'll see that because it's left-to-left, and if it was right-to-right, the sleeves and the lapels are easier to grab. They're easier to grip. Well, Kobayashi trying to dominate the sleeve, but you've still got to attack.
The Japanese just guilty of wandering out of the area there without coming under real serious attack.
Well, and this is one of the reasons here is because he hasn't been on the World Tour, and they're very, very strict. The referees, they've been told to be strict on the edge. 2 feet outside. If you just drift out, then you'll get a Shido penalty. That's that little yellow flag. And if you push somebody out, it's a Shido penalty. So you can't go outside the area. You've got to stay in. Osodagari to Osodagari. They want to attack that front leg. Safguliev just a little bit behind on the attacks.
There's a hush of expectation in the venue at the moment as they wait for one of the fighters to launch. Safguliev this time picks up the penalty, just guilty of pushing down and being a little bit defensive with those grips.
Yeah, well, the main thing is that if you've got a dominant grip, that you have to attack from it, and you should be able to attack from it. And now, because the grip wasn't a traditional grip, Safguliev gets a second penalty. Now, traditional is sleeve and lapel. Anything untraditional, or not as traditional as the Japanese normal sleeve lapel, then they've got to attack immediately. So Safguliev there is in danger.
Just hung on to that unconventional grip for a little bit too long.
Yeah, he's got to go in immediately from it. Any cross grip as well.
Minute and a half left to go.
Both looking for the same techniques there. Ojigari trying to go on the inside.
Kobayashi just suggests there with those 2 little flashes of Ojigari that he's looking to set something up from it. Not quite sure what it may be.
Well, his coach there is telling him to dominate the sleeve. So he doesn't want the big dominant hand of Safguliev to come over the back. So he's trying to dominate the sleeve, but he just needs to use it. Sianagi this time, Safguliev.
Just to break up that strong grip with the left arm around. He's never going to catch him with that, but what it was going to do was to stop him from coming under that kind of pressure.
Referee wants him to carry on. He doesn't want to break the momentum of this match. Into the last minute here. I think Safguliev there just glad to have a little bit of a breather. Four minutes of the first part of the contest, and I say the first part, that's going to be it. Osodagari, and well, that just shows inexperience, didn't it? He didn't land flat on his back, so it wasn't an ippon. So then he starts to get up there, Kobayashi, and now he's holding. Can he hold him down? It looks like it's going to be all over. Yep, he just readjusts his balance there, changes his points of balance, and he gets the ippon. Safguliev there didn't want to know, did he?
Yeah, single slip gave Kobayashi the opportunity to come up with the score, and then from that he secured the Osaikomi Endo Hiromi right in the middle of that shot there. A big smile from the winner of the under 48 kilo category on the opening day, sticking around for a couple of days to see a few more medals picked up by the Japanese team, and Kobayashi adds to their medal tally by picking up the second of the bronze medals in the under 90 kilo category.
Good performance from him, because he was against a strong fighter. Sevguliev was world ranked 16, and Kobayashi's world ranking will go up. He'll pick up world ranking points for that win. Good performance. A little bit of inexperience, needs to just brush up a little bit on the rules and how they work. We'll have a look at the score. He'll wrap round for the Osoda Gary there, takes him down, almost gets up. I don't know why he did that. Got to land on your back. Points to the shoulders to get the ippon. He didn't get that, so it was a wazari. Anything less than that is a wazari. And then just transition through, and it's everything that we were talking about in the first contest that he didn't do there. The transition was poor, but he got away with it, and he just managed to secure him there onto his back.
Slightly comic in the end, wasn't it?
It was
His
a bit.
getting up from that. Most fighters, as Neil was saying, most fighters on the circuit would have been all over their opponent.
Well, it's almost a continuous movement in, isn't it?
Could be that I can't imagine that he thought it was ippon.
Well, that's my point, is that he did, even if it is an ippon, you should
going.
follow it down into the ground anyway, because sometimes they change the score, and then once you stand up, of course, it's all over. There's no chance of going back into the same position.
Right, we come to the final of the under 90 kilo category now. Rafael Macedo of Brazil faces Tot Christian of Hungary. It's Macedo in the white judogi, Tot in blue.
I was really impressed with Macedo, I've got to say, today. Always impressed with Tot. I love the way he is. I love the way he is as a person as well.
Yeah, we can just have a look at who it was that Macedo had. David Kukovica of Slovenia, David Klamet of the Czech Republic, Alexander Kukolia of Serbia, Turel Sevguliev of Azerbaijan, and now he's up against Tot Christian. Now you would have thought that he had a tough enough day already, but he's left the best to last, to be honest. Tot Christian faces him now.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good match, because I think he's going to go for big scores. First final. Yeah, that's amazing. Just looking at some stats here now, it's 3 ippons, 5 wazaris.
He's been
Talk
a busy boy.
He has been
Macedo
really busy.
today.
Macedo is really a big thrower, but so is Toff, and Toff tends to close them down that little bit. He'll want to slow Macedo down. There's Cianagi himself, he just decides to open up the account. I think we're going to see a lot more of Macedo. Saying that, Christian Toff, only 23 years of age,
Plenty of time.
You tend to think of him as older.
Took a bit of a whack to the left cheek. Could have been slightly higher up, on the by the eyebrow. They have a shake of hands and they get back on with it. Slightly taller Macedo than Tot, mind you. He's one of the shortest in the category, Tot. So,
well, that was good opportune stuff, wasn't it? There from Toff. Macedo, he has that spinning Uchimata. He scored brilliantly with it earlier in the day, and there, real basic fundamental turnover, and he almost catching him now with it. Macedo looking for the Sangaku, I think, the triangular strangle with the legs.
Yeah, since he's had that knock to the eyebrow, you know, there have been two actions that he would normally deal with. It's like that he's picked himself back up now.
Reverse Seoinage attempt there from Toth. Wondering when Macedo, just manages to avoid it. Now trying for the shimmy waza. Can he go underneath the chin? He might be underneath the chin here. He's very tactically aware, isn't he, Toth? He really plays the game. And, you know, at some stages, of course, it's all about throwing for Ippon and knowing the rules and knowing how to play them. But then sometimes you have to play the game of winning. And he does it very, very well. I think certainly the great Teddy Riner, that's the stage he's at the moment. You know, and he has decided that it's important that he just wins now.
Yeah, there are times, I think, when we have to accept that given the attitude of the opposition toward him, that's what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, they just run away, don't they, all the time. I don't think that's happening here with Toth. No. I think Macedo will be coming forwards all the time. He'll be trying to throw him. He's got to keep his wits about him, Toth.
Minute and a half left to go.
Oh, look at that. That's going to be a score. Ippon scored. Oh, what a turn that was.
He's got to keep his wits about him.
Well,
and the second that he got an opportunity, he showed that he was. Perfect timing, Neil. Well done.
What a great technique that was. And he just right the way around the waist there. What a pickup. Mum and Dad there. Is that Mum and Dad? Probably.
Guess so.
In the crowd. What a nice guy as well. We were just chatting with him, weren't we, in the training hall. Seemed very relaxed. Just needed to choose his moment. Mum and Dad. Sure, it's Mum and Dad.
But you're right.
Very proud.
The way that contest was going, you knew that Macedo was going to come for something. He scored heavily during the day. You knew that he was coming up. Keep your wits about you. Be aware of when that opportunity presents itself, and then it did.
Just that split second, and that's all he needs. This guy is one of the most opportune judo people in the under 90 kilos category. Brilliant stuff. That was a really good performance. Very solid, and he got better and better as the day went on.
Gold medal winner, Todd Christian of Hungary. He's not the first Hungarian to be in the final. We've got another one coming up. Let's have a look at some of the highlights, and then we'll be back with the next weight category. Here's Neil.
Well, credit to Macedo, because Macedo was always going to take the fight to Christian Toth. But Toth, well, with this massive pickup, you can call it Ippon, well, what is it? It's almost Uranagi from the front, really, and then he just changes the direction, places them onto their backs. And he placed him, literally did place his shoulders onto the mat there. He knew that he'd got it. And also Macedo did as well. What a great change of direction. And then he pushes off the back leg in order to drive him. Look how he drives. Drives him backwards onto his back. Macedo knew it was all over.
Brazilian coach as well.
Yeah. Watch the pickup. There's the pickup. Look at the control on the arm. Look at the hand round the waist there. And then the legs there play a massive part in the push-off. Big celebrations for Toth Christian. Hungary get one gold medal. And like Sheldon said, possibility of another as well.
We've got the next of the weight categories coming up now. It will be the under 78 kilo category for women. The first of the bronze medal matches features Valeria Ferrari of Italy. She'll be up against Yahima Ramirez of Portugal. It's Ferrari in the white judogi, Ramirez in blue.
Just looking at the age of Ramirez there, 40 years, nearly 37 years of age. Yeah, still in there at the highest level. World rank 40, so she's 47 places above Ferrari, but it's a young Italian team out here, and they're having a great tournament, the Italians, they really are. Another chance of a medal. Orezhov there, I was going to say, Orezhov there, the winner of the under 73 kilos category from Azerbaijan.
Yeah, the other two Azeris sitting next to him didn't give away because they're not accustomed to being in the spotlight as much as Rustam.
No, of course not.
Ferrari in the white judogi, Ramirez in blue. Here we go.
Well, let's hope they stay within the yellow area. Uchimata. Ferrari opens up the account. So Ferrari now with the sleeve and lapel, backing Ramirez up to the edge of the area. Ramirez will have to attack. She'll have to do something, otherwise she'll get penalised, of course.
Not an entirely new experience for Ramirez.
She needs to. She has to make sure that she attacks at the right times, because she is prone to Shido penalties.
She is, however, today in her third contest, Shido free.
Excellent.
Good for her.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah. Good for her.
So big following. The Italians out in force. So we're 1 minute into this contest now. Only one attack so far.
Flirted with the Kojigari there, didn't she? Ramirez got backed up.
So we're coming up to the halfway mark. I love that view, that camera there, the aerial camera, right the way over the top there. It seems to almost, we had an amazing aerial camera at the World Championships that got into the fight. Go Sanada there in the seat there for Portugal, a former training partner of the great Koga. He was the number 2 to Koga actually when Koga was number 1, and a brilliant judo man. Well, Ramirez needs to put an attack in. I'm surprised that she hasn't been Shido'd penalty, just to rev her up a little bit, get her to attack.
Yeah, she's been giving plenty of rope this time round.
Yeah, normally referees just a little bit tougher. That was a good attack though.
Strong.
Ramirez,
Right,
yeah, it was a strong one. Why not put that in all the time there? That was a good strong attack from Ramirez.
Ferrari who gets the penalty on the back of just Ramirez attacking at exactly the right time. She needed to put that in because, if truth be told, they could either of them could have picked up the penalty. They're stuck over on that right side now,
and they're near the edge, just flirting with the edge all the time.
The referee had already called Mate, so there's no score there. They may be thinking about who may have wandered off the area, but the money's on just calling Hajime and getting on with it.
I think that's what's going to happen. 36 seconds left. Well, Ferrari coming forwards because she feels she's losing this. So there's an attack from Ferrari. Well, almost on the bell there. Goes into golden score, and now any score could win this, except if Ramirez gets a Shido penalty, then it'll even it all up, and then it will be the next one will win. Any score on the board though will win it. That would be lovely to see.
A little bit more urgency from Ferrari now.
Yeah, that was as close as we've been, wasn't it? Well, we did see an amazing golden score situation in the World Championships under 57 kilograms. It went 12 and a half minutes, didn't it? The whole thing was 12 and a half minutes. One Shido each. Now anything to decide it. Yeah, it was for the edge, stepping outside. So Ferrari knows that she can win this. Ramirez, though, she pushes forward as well. Not aiming for the penalty, remember, they're aiming for a technique or a throw to finish it off. Well, it almost, they've got the whole of the Italian national squad up there, haven't they? Other than the odd one.
A minute of golden score. Not able to find a winner yet. Single score would do it, as Neil just said. Ferrari has looked the more likely of the two to come up with a score. Another effort there, but not quite.
Yeah, it was Ferrari, wasn't it, that initiated that. Ramirez tried to turn it, but it didn't happen. Well, the referee wants to stop it. Does he give a Shido one way or the other? It would be, wouldn't it, who is the most passive out of the two of them?
Our cameraman, probably.
Well, probably, yeah.
He hasn't moved for a while.
He just wants to loosen up.
Oh, they're going to have another cycle. Here's a chance for Ferrari to really do something now, because if she attacks strongly and is the first to attack, I think it will go her way, if it's going to end on a penalty for passivity.
Oh, now then, Ramirez gets it. Well, that's it, isn't it? Poor attack by Ferrari. Ramirez there just uses her feet and just uses her weight against her, and Ferrari goes right the way over for the Wazzari.
Well, we were asking for a positive finish and something, you know, with a throw. We got one in the end. It came from an unexpected source, and oddly enough, it was a nice finish. Nice little finish.
It was lovely, yes, lovely finish. 37 years of age, Ramirez, and she gets a bronze medal.
She looks slightly embarrassed by that.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Go Sonata saying, I told you could do it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nice little bit of footwork in the end from the Portuguese.
Well, you know, it's always nice to see any kind of technique. The whole idea of judo, of course, is to find the easy way. You use your opponent's momentum against you, and it was definitely Ferrari that started the technique off. Ramirez, she just took advantage of it and then drove her onto her back for the Wazari.
Good hands as well, kept the hands in contact all the time. See, she's got one leg in the air already, Ferrari, which makes it that little bit easier. Tsubame Gaeshi, maybe. You know, step over and the sweep.
It was Tsubame Gaeshi, yeah. And nice little technique there from the very experienced Portuguese fighter.
We've got a second bronze medal match coming up now. Maike Zich of Germany faces teammate Luisa Malzahn. It'll be Zich in the white judogi, Malzahn in blue. It's not the best comeback for Malzahn to have to face her teammate in the bronze medal contest. But hey, that stuff happens from time to time. It's a head-to-head for the two Germans.
Well, I did say there was a splattering of the old guard in there with that German team, and it's a very young German team that have been on display. One or two of the older ones in there going for another Olympic cycle. Malzahn has not been out since the Olympic Games in Brazil. So whether it was through injury or whether it was through, I think it was an injury, wasn't it? It was, well, Sheldon's, it's a knee injury, right? So it was a knee injury that she had. But here she is, she's back. Looked a little bit rusty at the beginning, but looking good now. Met once before, and Malzahn was the winner there, but of course the youngsters always getting stronger and stronger every time you meet them. Left-handed fighter Zich Malzahn started straight away as the superior. Not as the superior, that's not the word I'm looking for, as the senior. That's the word I'm looking for.
German coaching staff just get the opportunity to sit back and let this one happen. Yeah,
no German coaching staff out there. Just get it sorted. Domestic. And of course, Zich will be wanting to prove that she's the one that should go to the major tournaments. Every country, of course, do or can send two people to any of the Grand Prix Grand Slams in a weight category if they can afford to do that. It's very expensive, but they can also send 9 people per women's and men's categories, which means they can double up in 2 categories for the World Championships. But they can't do that for the Olympic Games. The Olympic Games is just one representative if they're qualified within the Olympic qualification. And that's an entirely different thing. You've got to be within the top 22, men and women now. Top 22 fighters in the category. And then, of course, there's 1 or 2 outsiders from continental qualification and wild cards as well.
No doubt we'll be exploring that much further as we get closer and closer towards Tokyo, where the next games are due to take place in 2020.
Yeah, as we get closer and closer to the Olympic Games, certainly 2 years prior to it, then it becomes very, very important, because the higher your world ranking, which has happened here in this tournament here, higher the world ranking, then you get seeded in the top 4. Top 4 get seeded away from each other, so you don't meet to the later rounds, either semi-final or final. In World Championships and Olympic Games, it's top 8. So then you're at least away from your number 2. 3 comes away from number 4, and so on and so forth. Malsan looking for the pickup there, looking for the Uranagi.
Taking some time for Malsan to wear down the defences of Maika Z. Good effort from the young German.
Yeah, well, she sees the opportunity, doesn't she? She sees the opportunity, hips across there. Good win. If she wins this one, of course, it'll be 1-1 in their head-to-heads, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is that she's the one that's up and coming. Malsan looking for the Uchimata. Well, the crowd really enjoying this, but as soon as we get a little bit of home interest around, they come to life. Malsan looking on, says let's get on with this.
I wonder if her sister is looking on, Claudia Malsan. She used to compete at under 63 kilos for Germany. Oh, nice effort here.
Well, that was as close, wasn't it? And almost the second stab works. This is where the timing comes into play. They'll be very interested to how this pans out. And of course it'll make a difference as to who goes to what Grand Prix, Grand Slams. They will give Malsan a big chance to get right the way back into this qualification. Nice though, isn't it, if you've got 2 or 3. I mean, the Japanese, they enjoy the possibilities of 3 or 4 in every weight category, which is a nice situation to be in. Most of us are struggling to get 1 per category. Most of us, most countries. Well, I can't choose anything between these two. Zeke's got 2 Shidos up there on the board. It's going to go into golden score. Malsan definitely just struggling a little bit. Well, I don't know if it's condition wise, but she's certainly struggling with the coordination of some of the techniques.
Just to mention very quickly that the Germans got a 3rd fighter in there who's already on the circuit that's doing pretty well, Anna Maria Wagner. So we've got a few to look at.
She's got to be careful of that, Malsan, because every time she goes in there, Zeke gets closer and closer to being able to defend it, and she'll tip her if she's not careful. She'll counter her to take her onto her back. Oh, Malsan gets it. Well, it worked the other way this time, and I was saying that Malsan had to be careful. Malsan just waited the right moment, and that Tanio Toshi there takes Zeke over. Malsan wins the bronze medal.
She's a feisty character, is Louisa Malsan. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of her. She's pretty tough.
And nor should you.
Oh, well, I won't. No, really spirited fighter, a toughie. Remember being in a few battles with the Japanese, Louisa Malsan. All's well that ends well.
Yeah, a few words said there. They obviously know each other, and the junior of the 2. Yeah. Well, Malsan says, yeah, I'm back. What do you think about that? And the junior there in her place.
Right, we'll have a look at some highlights and then we'll be back with the final. I suppose we should have mentioned Barbara Bandel in there as well at under 78 kilos, but she's just retired. Babsy has retired from the under 78 kilo category. Here are the highlights from this one then.
Well, it was a tight match all the way through, and certainly this was the Tani Otochi that scored, and it was the first lapse in concentration there. And of course, Louise Malsan, you can see it on the face there. She knows that it's gone, doesn't she, Zeke? She knew that Malsan was going to be dangerous, and certainly straight into golden score. And she was already climbing to the outside of that leg. She knew that she'd done enough. Wazari scored. Malsan and Germany get a bronze medal. They were guaranteed a medal anyway.
We've got the final of the under 78 kilo category coming up now. Samahawa Kamara of France faces Hamada Shori of Japan. It'll be Kamara in the white judogi, Hamada in blue.
Well, yet again, we've got Hamada here, who hasn't been out that much. Kamara is one of the new and the young French team, and she's here in one of her first. Is this her first final? I'm just trying to think now whether this is her first final in Grand Prix, Grand Slam tournaments, certainly on the World Tour. But she's performed well today. She took out Malsan in that semi-final, but she also beat Ferrari in the second round. She was the top rank coming into this, so she got the top ranking. Came in as favourite. Hamada, world rank 24. So she has been in a final before, and it was the Tbilisi Grand Prix. So starting to make a habit of it, and look at that, that was straight into the attack there, and she's just got the hip on. That's over before it's even begun. That was seconds. Incredible. And Kamara, can't believe it. Hamada, she did the, Sumigaeshi, she was on the arm, and then she just, she applied the arm lock. It's all over in 10 seconds.
Applause ringing around the venue.
Yeah, well, it was. They appreciate really good judo there.
It's all judo people in it.
Yeah, well. She had her head in her hands, should I say, Kamara, because she can't believe it. And Hamada, we're going to have a look at it in a second, just how she came out. You've only got 10 seconds of it. A big smile on his face there. The coach,
Akimoto Hiroyuki.
Well, Akimoto there.
Dodging the camera.
Yeah, just thought, I'll get out of there. He said, yeah, that'll do. Well, she's not breathing heavy. I wonder why.
Yeah, it's one of those unfortunate situations where the warm-up was probably far more physically draining than the 10 seconds that she spent out there. It's a shame.
Kamara, straight in for the Obatori Gaeshi, but she was on the arm as well. Had Udigarami and then went for the Ugatami. She straightened the arm out. There's the Obatori Gaeshi.
Neil talks about transition. Absolutely beautifully executed.
Yeah, 10 seconds of transition there. She's onto the arm. Udigarami to begin with, straightens the arm out. Udigatami against the straight arm, and it's all over within 10 seconds. She went down to her knees there, Kamara. She made a massive mistake. She realises that, and never got into the fight there. Number 16 in the world, don't forget Kamara. So this isn't just anybody here that she's done this to, and you've got to take your hat off there to Hamada. That is transition at its very best. She went directly onto the arm. She catches the bent arm, Sumigaeshi, which is Obatori Gaeshi, because, well, it wasn't really Obatori Gaeshi, it was Sumigaeshi, but she had the arm, and then she goes onto a straight arm there from the bent arm for the Udigatami. Brilliant stuff, and another gold medal for Japan.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 90 kilo category. The medals are being presented by IJF competition manager, Dr. Lisa Allen. And the first of the bronze medals goes to Kobayashi Yusuke of Japan. Second of the bronze medals goes to Nicholas Mungai of Italy. The silver medal goes to Rafael Macedo of Brazil. The gold medal goes to Todd Christian of Hungary.
Yeah, there's no doubting the gold medalist there, was there? What a brilliant performance from him. Huge pickup, look at the pickup. And then he just drives off the back leg there to drive his opponent onto his back. Catches him round the waist. The hips come into the operation and then he drives. It's the change of direction, and he changed direction any which way in order to get him onto his back. That's the main aim, of course, is to get those shoulders onto their back, or to get his opponent's shoulders onto their back. And the great Ilias Iliadis there presenting the prizes. Olympic champion, 3-time world champion, and he just loves it, doesn't he? Under 90 kilograms there.
In his weight category.
In his weight category, of course. Mum and Dad
he's off
celebrate.
the mat, but you can't keep him out of the action.
No.
And now the national anthem of Hungary. It's the second time that we've heard that anthem, because Attila, Ungvari Attila won in the under 81 kilo category yesterday. We've just had Todd Christian win here, and it could be that we're in line for a third when Serienex Miklos.
Yeah, great performance. Wow, what a great performance from the Hungarian team.
Kobayashi and Mungai were the bronze medalists. Macedo of Brazil took the silver, and it was Todd Christian from Hungary to take the gold. Right, we have the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 100 kilo category coming up for you now. Karl Richard Frey of Germany faces Giuliano Lopacchio of Italy. It'll be Frey in the white judogi, Lopacchio in blue.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen him back properly, Frey, and he's been throwing such a lot, and I don't know what the statistics are. I know that a lot of the scores that he's been doing have been left and right. A little bit unfortunate, obviously, in the quarter-final where he lost to Mamadov, but then he fought his way back. He beat Pasek easily in the repechage final, and here he is now fighting for third place. So a good comeback here for Frey. Just looking now, and 1 Ippon, 3 was Aries, and that's a good throwing ratio for Frey. Lopacchio of Italy, again part of this young Italian squad here that are really doing great things. I've got to say that I'm very impressed with this Italian squad. Oh, Taitoshi there from Frey.
It was as though he wasn't 100% certain about it.
Do you know what it is as well? I think that sometimes he doesn't know whether to go left or right. Because you watch him now and he'll suddenly switch from left to right. And sometimes the grips determine how he does it. So now he's got the sleeve, the lapel, sorry. And he sometimes pops left when he has that lapel. Now he's coming across grip. So the Italian, Laporcio, doesn't like the grips. He doesn't like any of the grips that he's taken, actually, because he can feel it. He can feel the danger. This is negative gripping from Laporcio. He's just breaking off the grips of Frey. Now watch Frey. Frey's going to go left Cianagi any second now. So you could see that he was twitching, ready to go. And it's always off that lapel.
Yeah, Carl Ricard Frey would just like to have Laporcio coming forward a little bit. You know, you had to get him from where he was just standing stock still there. Want him coming on to him.
Well, always. It's easier to throw a moving target. The basic mechanics of any throwing sport, whether it's a ball or javelin or a person, are very much similar, actually. You need the use of the arms and the legs and the hips together and the body. The only difference is with our sport, of course, they're trying to throw us as well. Oh, so to Gary there from Frey. Didn't have the hand, you're dead right, he didn't have the hand. Sometimes what people can't see here is that we almost look as if we're having a little contest ourselves here in the commentary position. And I've got Sheldon going, he didn't take the arm, he didn't do this. Quite right, so too. Well, Laporcio hasn't done anything, actually. He's got to do something now. Frey now coming in for the right, Cianagi, and it's going to be a penalty, I think, again for Laporcio. He's got one already up there. He's got a Shido.
That coming on to Frey, however, plays into the German's hands. That's what he wants. He wants him coming on. Even when the grip is strong, if he's coming forward, he can throw that little Cianagi in, which he did there, and break the grip up.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that really wants it, isn't he, Frey? But tries for the big technique on the left. So now Laporcio definitely, well, of course,
yeah,
he's being out-attacked every time. Oh, that was good. Laporcio decides to put one in, but nearly gets countered.
He just needs that movement, Frey, doesn't he, from the Italian to make things work.
Oh, Sodagari on the right this time. Bit of frustration there from Frey.
Yeah, it's almost as though he's saying, come on.
Yeah, let's
have
done.
something from
let's
you.
Do it. Cross grip. Well, there's a situation where Frey was just trying to hold him down, saying, look, he's got a cross grip here. Looking for the penalty, and that won't hold him in any good stead there. Oh! Now then, is that going to be a score? Did he land on his elbow there? Laporcio gets a score, and it's into the last 10 seconds. And that is against the whole run of the contest. Didn't do anything, really, Laporcio. And now he's going to win it. Haha! Wowee! Well, if I was Frey, I would be absolutely pulling my hair out. I really would. I mean, credit to him, it was a good technique, but Frey was attacking him from every single angle. He was well ahead on attacks. Laporcio was set, really, to get a third penalty.
The winner is in
for not attacking.
Fry looked as though he decided, I'm going to end this now. But it wasn't the strongest position for him to from which to attack, and he ended up getting countered.
The one good technique that the Italian does, and he makes it pay, you know, which credit to him. I mean, that's what it's all about.
They come in all shapes and sizes, do surprising wins, and that for me was a surprising outcome.
Well, I thought for sure that Fry was doing everything that was needed. Laportio, he didn't read the script, obviously. Didn't have enough control there. Well, you've got to ask yourself, was that on the side? I thought the arm was in the way there. It's just my opinion. Watch this, Sheldon. Look at where the arm is. See if we can see it from a different angle. But definitely that arm seems to be in the way. But I'm sure that he'll argue the point. Laportio gets given the score, and, well, Fry, I have to say, doesn't argue the point. He knew that as soon as he went for it there, that it just wasn't in control of the upper part of the body.
First of the bronze medals going the way of the Italians. Giuliano Laportio of Italy taking that one. We've got a second bronze medal contest coming up now. Varlam Lipitiliani of Georgia faces Elkan Mammadov of Azerbaijan. It'll be Lipitiliani in the white judogi, Mammadov in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one, Friedrich Anna Maria of Hungary.
I was going to ask you what the head-to-head is with these two. Well, I can see it now. It's 3-1, isn't it? 3 Lipitiliani, 1 to Mammadov. World ranked 6 and 2. Look at the age of Mammadov there, 35 years of age. There's a lot of experience from these two fighters. Lipitiliani, he is the current world silver medalist, and of course Mammadov is the current European champion, former world champion. So these two meeting for a bronze medal match in Zagreb here is something for everybody to see.
Yeah, Zagreb Grand-Prix playing host to a big-time bronze medal contest there. These two big names, Lipitiliani and Mammadov.
Could easily be a final, couldn't it? We know that. I think Lipitiliani has to be a little bit careful throwing his right arm over the top, because Mammadov dive underneath it and take advantage of it.
The longer they spend on the mat, the better Lipitiliani's chances are,
yeah,
in my opinion.
So too. No, I agree with you. 100%.
Just needs to avoid the shock and awe of that initial onslaught from Mammadov. As far as the throwing skills are concerned, I don't mean the overall impression that Mammadov gives, but he can launch at any time very powerfully.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Just pops it across, doesn't he? The big Sodi there. He did it in the final of the European Championships. Big Sodi Kamigoshi for Ippon. Look how he's on the end of the sleeve there, which he's got to make sure that he attacks quickly off that, because sometimes it looks as if the thumb is on the inside of the jacket and you can't do that. And I say looks like because it's not always, but that's the problem with pistol gripping. When you pistol grip from one angle, the referee could mistake it for being inside, which is an infringement of the rules, and you can pick up a penalty for it.
Immediately. There's no giving you a chance to see if you're attacking. It's the only one that you'll get penalised for immediately.
No, absolutely. They'll just stop it immediately. And he's right on the end of the sleeve again. And pushing.
Yeah,
now, pushing towards the edge there. Lipitiliani wants to come back in. One Shido apiece. One more Shido each, or from any of them, and they will be in trouble here because they'll have to up the ante and up the pace. You just tell, can't you? They're both afraid to attack.
Lipitiliani and Mammadov do exactly what Neil was talking about and collect a second penalty.
Well, now it changes the whole contest because now each one of them knows that if they make one mistake, they've lost it. Mammadov tries it. Oh, well, he thought that he countered it, but there wasn't enough direction there from Mammadov for a redirection, for a counter. Any kind of Kaeshiwaza or counter, you've got to make sure that you direct with the grips. Mammadov pushing. Tell me that Mammadov wasn't pushing there. Absolutely pushing. And I'll be surprised here. Mammadov should, here, now, get a penalty for pushing out. Because you're not allowed to push out. And you watch, his arms will go up and he'll go, what happened and why should I get it?
Yeah, this is an experienced fighter.
Well, it's incredible.
2 penalties here. Why would you want to run that risk?
I don't get it because from a tactical point of view, it was like not beginners, but certainly for lower levels coming in here, making a mistake like that, having to sort out the edge and how to play the edge. But in a match like this against somebody like Lipitiliani, how can you make a mistake like that? Literally, his head went down. We'll have a look at the shape of his head in a second to see how he received that third penalty, if they show it.
Mammadov didn't offer us what we had hoped for, I'm afraid.
Well, it's a bronze medal for Georgia. Just have a look. Well, we're going to have a look at, first of all, the big Surigoshi there from Lipitiliani. And almost got countered. Osodagari there from Mammadov. Mammadov looking like he wanted to throw. Redirection there that he thought he had. A little bit more on the hands and he would have got it. And are we going to see the push out? It doesn't look like we're going to see it, but it was absolutely apparent. Head went down, he pushes him out, and he gets a third penalty. Basic mistake.
A disappointing end.
It was disappointing too.
To a matchup that offered so much.
There it is. You can see his head down there. Absolute. Head down, and he's just pushing off the back leg.
Just like something that you'd see at the Basho at the in a sumo wrestling match.
You're not allowed to push out of the area. Wow. Well, I haven't seen anything at this level
so blatant.
That apparent and blatant.
Well, let's hope that we get something a little bit more attractive from the final of the under 100 kilo category. Serjenix Miklos of Hungary faces Jorge Fonseca of Portugal. It's Serjenix in the white judogi, Fonseca in blue.
Serjenix is a very canny fighter. And he knows, and I'm sure he does know, that he's got to just be very careful in the opening seconds here with Fonseca, because Fonseca comes out like Usain Bolt. He comes out the blocks and he is so dangerous on the opening attacks.
Well, the crowd now having had a taste of the unsavoury are looking for something a little bit more mouth-watering now.
Yes.
Maybe we'll be able to serve them something up to fill their stomachs. There we go. Sergenix in the white judogi, Fonseca in blue. Oh, that was a little bit of a...
We've done that a few times today, Shironix, and just a little bit too wild with that gripping strategy to open it up. Watch Fonseca though. Oh, he gets a score immediately. Wazari scored.
What's he doing?
Well, he just let him up. Again, I don't understand that. Why not just follow it down to ground?
It's like watching amateur hour.
Well, it's just unbelievable, really. We're talking about transition from standing down to ground, how important it is. And if you're I don't care how good they are on the ground, if you're on top, it's totally different than if they're attacking you. And so if you've got somebody, and I used to think that I had quite good groundwork, and if somebody was on my back, I didn't like it, and not at all. There's the Sianagi. Clearly it was a Wazari, not an Ippon.
And he's up and away. A shocker from Jorge Fonseca, because there's so much time left on the clock. If he makes a mistake here, he'll have gifted this to the Hungarian.
Shironix, then he knows that he's got work to do here. He'll work his way back in, and Fonseca really needs to put a seal on this in the early stages.
Yeah, he's a very dangerous thrower, is Jorge Fonseca. So he's not finished yet. Throwing, that is.
No, definitely he's not. And he can go left and right as well. Now defending. And this is the difference between using the edge and actually physically pushing your opponent outside of the area. You can back them up there and get them to come back in, and then when they come back in, you use their own momentum against them. Hashimoto, actually, in the under 73 kilograms, is an absolute master at it. So he gets a penalty, Fonseca, for staying too long, even with 1 foot outside of the area there. Too long on the edge. Well, he's on the edge again. 1 foot out. It's going to be another penalty here. Like you said, this is incredible. It's like amateur hour. It's incredible. Top flight judoka here, and they're making silly mistakes. Now he starts to attack. Going off the sleeve. And good Ashiwaza. Another Wazari there.
Show us what you've got.
Another Wazari, and the people operating the board there getting a little bit confused. Silzjanic now has to get the big attack. Now he's starting to push out. He's got to be careful that he doesn't push out too much.
Doesn't need to.
No, he really doesn't.
You know, he has himself got very good throwing skills. There's no need to get involved in that kind of,
Why not just stay in the middle there? They're both big throwers here.
Oh, it's a chance.
Something's going to happen. He took that against him.
Yeah.
And look at that.
Yep.
Has he got the Ippon?
Yeah,
he has got
there.
the Ippon. Silzjanic then gets the gold medal, and that was a brilliant change of direction, wasn't it? Three gold medals for Hungary in this tournament.
Go's not that certain about it.
Well, I thought he got enough drive off there. I really did. Why didn't he do that in the first place? I just don't get it. Because they're both big throwers. And he'll say, well, I did it in the second place, so anyway. Good match. That really was.
Congratulations, this
Well,
is
some good finals.
We've had to thread our way through the good, the bad, and the ugly, haven't we? You know?
Well, it's had a bit of a mix, hasn't it? So we've seen some tactics, some really poor tactics at this level, incredibly poor tactics at this level,
And then
some massive ippons,
Yeah.
which is the main name of what we're after. Serjanic then wins the gold medal with a brilliant technique, and we'll have a look at how he gets into it in a second.
Dear friends, you can see the highlights of this final on the screen.
There's the Cianagi from Francetta, right the way underneath there, the opening seconds. I said he comes out like Usain Bolt, and he did. Not quite on the points of the shoulders, and there, he just directs it, doesn't he? Directs it backwards there, and his back doesn't go anywhere near the mat. He redirects it and keeps his back off the floor. Have a look at this. There's the hook onto the inside of the leg. Drives him back. Fonseca lands on the points of his shoulders. So he starts the technique. Kouchi and directs. Brilliant stuff. That was a brilliant ippon.
78 kilo.
Talk about opportune judo. That was opportune judo at its very best.
we come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 78 kilo category. Let's take a look at the lineup down there. The medals are being presented by Alexander Jackovic. The first of the bronze medals goes to Luisa Malzahn of Germany. And I'm going to have to say it, a good effort from Jaime Ramirez of Portugal. Well done, Ramirez, because she comes in for a lot of stick from us. The Shido Queen comes up trumps this time round. Silver medal goes to Samahawa Kamara of France. The gold medal goes to Hamada Shori of Japan. And it's not as though I'm talking behind Ramirez's back. I've been to her many times before and said, you've got better judo than you show. She's just, sometimes it's very difficult. Here's a look at some of the highlights. Neil.
Well, I mean, this is the 10-second final, of course, there. Sumigaeshi, I thought it was Obatori Gaeshi, but Obi would mean belt entanglement, but it was onto the arm, actually. Starts off with the bent arm. It starts with Udigarami into the Sumigaeshi, and then look at the arm straighten there for the Udikatami. Brilliant.
All of that in 10 seconds.
All of that in 10 seconds there, and of course she just she beats herself up about it, of course, because it was a big mistake.
And now the national anthem of Japan.
Thank you very much. Take the picture.
Say, where are our two colleagues from Japanese TV? They were over to our right in their positions, but they've rushed down there to get a few shots of the gold medal winner in the under 78 kilo category, Hamada Shori. Malzahn and Ramirez were the bronze medal winners. Kamara took a good silver. She showed us some stuff today, but it was Hamada Shori of Japan who walks away with the gold medal.
Great opportune transition from standing down to ground. It's what we've been talking about all the way through the contest, and what a massive difference it made there in that final.
We've got the first of the bronze medal matches in the plus 78 kilo category now. Camila Yamakawa of Brazil faces Inamori Nami of Japan. It'll be Yamakawa in the white judogi, Inamori in blue. It's got to be some Japanese in there, hasn't there?
I would guess that.
Yamakawa.
I would absolutely guess that.
Mathieu Bataille of France is the referee in the middle for this one. A bronze medal contest in his first Grand Prix as a referee, having moved from a top-level super heavyweight fighter into the refereeing role. Good job for him. Neil.
Yeah, they're actually fast-tracking a lot of the referees, former fighters, into the refereeing, and of course it's going to make a massive difference. Just interpretation, really. This should be a good match. This lady here has some really nice judo, and she really, Inamori of Japan, 2 or 3 in Japan at the moment. I think she's the number 2 at the moment. Sarah Asahina, silver medalist at the World Championships, is the number 1. But here she is.
Don't take your eyes off this one.
No, I think you're going to see some nice judo. Look for the ouchigari there. She'll reap onto the inside of the leg, Inamori. Looking for the oguruma as well. So Inamori is number 2 to Sarah Asahina. At the moment, Yamabe is lying 3rd and Takimoto lying 4th in the Japan rankings. Now, the reason I've given you those rankings is because a lot of these fighters here struggle to get outside of Japan to win these Grand Prix Grand Slam tournaments. Saying that, they've got quite a young team here, but they've still got 5 gold medals. Only 14 categories, remember. So this could be 6 gold medals if they win this one.
We had to ask Inamori Nami to speak up when we were interviewing her the last time round. She got sort of soft voice. We couldn't hear her.
Looking for the technique all the time, front and back. But I think it will be the ouchi that will score in the end. But don't write off Yamakawa. Saying that, I think this is going to be all over now. The Osai Komi is called. And proportions her weight there to pin her opponent. Inamori is going to win the 6th gold medal. Just needs to hold for 20 seconds. And as the seconds tick up, you'll see the score coming onto the board. And it's all over. The 6th gold medal for Japan. 6 out of 14. I think it was 8 out of 14, was it, in the World Championships?
We're having a good time of it here.
But let's not forget that was well-deserved. In fact, that was a bronze medal match, wasn't it? So it was still 5 gold medals for Japan. That was another bronze, though, another medal for Japan. So do excuse me, there'll be people out there going, no, it wasn't the final. Inamori gets another medal for Japan. Well, it was always Inamori that was looking for the technique very much. Yamakawa was on the retreat, just defending. Oguruma almost scores. She drives off the legs there and keeps hold. Look at the kumakata, look at the grip that she has. Never lets it go. And that's the main point here. She never once lets go of the sleeve and the lapel. And in the end, just rotates her opponent onto her back. The technique didn't work, but in the end, the ground hold did.
We come now to the second of the bronze medal contests. Sarah Adlington of Great Britain faces Anne Fatouma Mbairo of France. It'll be Adlington in the white judogi, Mbairo in blue.
Well, before we get there, we just got another angle there of what led into the hold down. The gripping strategies for us in judo are so important.
Second bronze medal contest in category over 78 kilos.
First time then for this pair to go head to head.
Mbairo of France, 24 years of age, world rank 64, and Adlington, world rank 38.
The referee in the middle for this one is Nedim Beyat of Turkey. Mbairo showed some spirit earlier on. She's not the finished article, it's not polished yet, but I get the suspicion that she may be a dangerous little thrower in the making, the French fighter. We shall see. Sarah Addington hopes that we won't see.
Well, you said earlier that Mbairo was one for the future, and the French have been looking, haven't they, for another heavyweight to take over, of course. And straight into the attack there, Adlington. Good to see that. A lot of it is about pace, getting the pace sorted out, trying to prevent the penalties from stacking up. And another strong attack there from Adlington.
Two in a row. Over the left side there, threatening Mbairo. She's clever here. She'll put another one in quickly.
Well, yeah, just pile them up. She has the sleeve as well. Pull the sleeve in. Hips across here, Adlington. Oh, gets taken down for a Wazari, and Mbairo there now, securing the hold. Adlington is in trouble here. Trying to get the head out, Adlington. And Mbairo there trying to settle. Seconds ticking up. Just needs another 4 seconds here to get the win. She gets the win here, and Adlington, well, from that, Yoko Satemiwaza gets held down. Bronze medal for France.
The winner is in blue judogi Anne Fatouma Mbairo from France. This is the first medal at the Grand Prix for Anne Fatouma Mbairo.
Well, our stadium announcer tells us that it's the first medal that Mbairo has won at a Grand Prix. I dare say it won't be the last.
No, well, you said as they were walking out there that French have been looking for a heavyweight prospect, and Sarah Adlington, of course, opening couple of attacks, showed a lot of promise, but then got caught with that big Kosoto. Kosoto gets taken over for a score. Wazari, it was on the side and then tries to roll out, of course. Mbairo just manages to tie up the head. She was almost out a few times there, Adlington. "20 seconds she needed to hold her for. Adlington again initiates the technique, then gets counted onto her side, and Mbairo then just pushes her onto her back. Munigatami, or variation of.
We come now to the final of the plus 78 kilo category for women. Larissa Čerik of Bosnia-Herzegovina faces Santa Pakanita of Lithuania. It's Čerik in the white judogi, Pakanita in blue. An unhealthy looking head-to-head, I'm afraid, for Pakanita.
Yes, Pakanita knows she's up against it here, but Čerik has done well actually. She's been consistent in the category, every Grand Prix Grand Slam tournament. She's lying second in the world rankings at the moment, and they always put a lot of hope onto her.
Ali Sheikani of Saudi Arabia is the referee in the middle for this one.
Just two more finals to come. And of course, everybody waiting for the other final, but we've got two bronze medal matches directly after this first. So Čerik in white here. Pakanita in blue. Not quite sure what happened there. Probably the board, I would have said. So left-handed, Čerik now looking for the Makikomi, and
You've got to wrap up more of the arm.
it has to have some kind of direction. If it's a Makikomi, then it has to have some kind of rotation, because that's what it is. It's a rotational throw, not just towards the floor. This time she goes the other way.
Got more of the arm.
Well, she did do it. She just persisted with it, didn't she? Yeah, to get a score. Switched it to the other side. And she couldn't stop it, couldn't prevent it. She lands on her side there. And Čerik is a Wazari ahead.
She only just gets a little bit more of the arm. Maybe she had a bit more pull this time. And at the same time, Pakanita has picked up the penalty for ducking underneath. Just put her head underneath during that last exchange. So Wazari to Čerik and a single penalty to Pakanita. 2:20 left to go.
Yeah, what was the head-to-head with these two?
6-1.
6-1, was it really? Well, that wasn't far off. That's a score as well. So Wazari there for Pakanita.
Čerik takes a tumble.
Yes.
Slightly clumsy looking effort, but hey, I'll have that.
Yeah, she changed the direction, and Čerik there just goes on to her side.
Another one who could do with a bit of work on transition there, Pakanita, because whilst Čerik was trying to recover from the shock of being rolled over, there was a moment there when Pakanita allowed her to get away.
And that's about it, isn't it, really? It's allowing them to get away.
Criminal.
For sure. Makikomi again, and Čerik throws her body into it. So anybody's match, this one. One Shido in it. That doesn't mean too much at the moment. Sodisura Komigoshi from Cherik. And now she directs her over onto her back. Didn't have it under control.
Right, we know who the crowd favourite is then.
I think we do. Just got it. It's not very apparent, is it?
Just was a little bit unsteady on her feet there, Cherik, or else she could have really launched Pakonita. Got herself into a good position with the top half of the body, but just the feet let her down.
Well, she seems to have that. She's been watching Cherik, obviously, and she'll probably have studied her videos and decided how to counter-attack. This is a close match. Makikomi again. Oh, she's on the arm.
Yeah.
Very popular win that is. Cherik keeps hold of the arm and then just scoops underneath there to apply the arm lock. Very polite applause there from the president. Good bit of newaza, and it was good transition, wasn't it?
Yeah, she was quick to move from the failed Makikomi effort into the application of that Kansetsu waza, and that just suggests to me that it's not the first time that she's failed with that Makikomi. She kind of knew what was available to her after that.
Exactly, and she was right onto the arm afterwards.
Yeah, in the event that Plan A fails, Plan B.
Straight into Plan B. We'll have a look how she scoops through to get the arm lock. Look at the Makikomi. There it is. She's on the arm. Now she'll just poke the head through there and apply the arm lock.
That may have been Plan A, actually.
It could have been.
Because it was
you
so,
never know, yeah.
so quickly onto it.
Yeah, no, it was. Got to be careful you don't apply pressure to the shoulder. She didn't need it though, did she? Just pops the head through there, applies the udigarami.
Yeah, genuine effort to throw here. It fails.
Udigatami, should I say.
And then, yeah, Pakonita, nowhere to go after that.
Came off the wrong side, didn't it? It was Soto Makikomi, actually, that she tries. And then straight onto the udigatami. So gold medal there to Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 100 kilo category now. Chus Imre is presenting the medals, and the first of the bronze medals goes to Valen Lipatiliani of Georgia and to Giuliano Lopaccio of Italy. Silver medal goes to Jorge Fonseca of Portugal. The gold medal goes to Serjenis Miklos of Hungary. Right man to be doing the medal presentation then, the
absolutely
former world
third
bronze
gold
medalist.
Medal. Third gold medal for Serjenis there, and what a performance from him. Great change of direction, it really was. Dangerous man, we know that, the Portuguese, but look how he goes onto the inside of the foot there, how he drives him backwards onto the points of his shoulders. Starts Ouchi, goes Kouchi, and Seka there tries to pick him up. that leg that was caught there made sure that he went onto his back. But Shekhar doesn't argue it, and so well-deserved silver medal. Third gold medal for Hungary.
Now for the third time this weekend, and the second time today, it's the national anthem of Hungary.
Getting used to that now.
Yeah, it's my favourite.
Mine too.
That, the Austrian, Japanese, all nice orchestral pieces.
Absolutely.
Right, the bronze medals were won there by Libertiliani and Lorpaccio. Silver went to Fonseca, but the gold to Serienix. We've got one more weight category to bring you, and it's the plus 100 kilo category.
Yeah, a bit of a special one, of course. We're going to see the 9 times world champion contesting the gold medal. 2 bronze medals first.
Before that, we've got Benjamin Harmenyes of Belgium. He's up against Kamikawa Daiki of Japan. It will be Harmenyes in the white judogi, Kamikawa in blue. Here's Neil.
Well, I do know Benjamin Harmenyes, and of course we all know Kamikawa, but Kamikawa, a big thrower when he wants to, when he decides he wants to. He hasn't got a world ranking. It's been so long since he's been out on the international circuit, Kamikawa, but he was the world champion in 2010, which is 7 years ago, and he was the last man to beat the great Teddy Riner. Teddy Riner unbeaten in 7 years. That's some record, isn't it?
The referee in the middle for this one is Sinisha Skebic of Serbia.
Harmenyes of Belgium in white, Kamikawa of Japan in blue.
Which version of Kamikawa do you think we're going to get?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, we've seen so many poor decisions, and I mean that from a player's point of view, on the edge of the area. Let's hope he stays in.
He threw beautifully with Uchimata early on today, and then looked
he can do it.
like nothing in his last contest.
Well, he absolutely can do it, if he wants to do it. Harmenyes, great athlete, Harmenyes. I've been cycling with Harmenyes, and he absolutely slaughtered me. He honestly, as a runner as well, he's a great athlete for a big man.
Unbelievable.
And he should absolutely use it. I mean, he needs to use it. And I always used to say to him, you need to move, because as a heavyweight, he got great condition. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it, would you? No.
Well, it's especially, I'm not talking about him physically, I'm just talking about you as a cyclist.
Well,
I know you're pretty good.
Quite good cyclist, but when it came to distance and sticking power, he had it. Absolutely. Yeah, it is. It's something that I was onto him all the time about. Use your movement. Use your physical abilities.
Oh.
Kamikawa just says, no, I don't think so.
I'm not interested.
Little bit of refereeing there from the Japanese female team. So one each. Neither one of them having attacked. One Shido apiece. Well, he had a medal in this tournament a year ago, Jimenez. This is a good tournament for him. And here he is now against Kamikawa, former world champion. Can he do it again? Well, again, just having a little tap at the legs, that's not enough. So the referee will stop them in a second and he'll give them both another penalty. That's got to be, surely. That wasn't a proper attack from Jimenez. I agree with the referee. Give them both. So they don't want to fight. Let's get them off. They've got to attack and just take a few chances. So Kamikawa, who can throw when he decides to put a technique in, hasn't attacked one time. Not even close. Now he has. First technique, massive Ashiwaza. Hizuguruma takes him over. Jimenez flat on his back.
If there was a highlights video for Kamikawa today, you'd have thought he was one of the best in the world.
Well, absolutely. It's, just when he wants.
And at times he just looked, dreadful. He's only got two modes.
Slow and even slower.
Well, I mean, he's either devastatingly powerful in his execution of technique, or he's just so frustrating to watch.
Yeah, it is frustrating, isn't it? That's exactly what it is, because you're willing him to attack.
You want to see it.
You say, just attack, let's see it.
Because you know he's got it, and he's shown it twice today. Once here in this bronze medal contest, once earlier on with a beautifully executed Uchimata, and then he's shown the other side, which is just pottering around.
Yeah, have a little roll around, but anyway, he opened up there. Jimenez goes over.
You can see highlights of the match on the screen.
I think there was a lot of people wanting to see Kamikawa against Renair, but we have to put this into perspective, because since that defeat, which was a very close, controversial but close defeat 7 years ago, Teddy Renair has just gone up and up and up, and Kamikawa has not got any better. There was the Sasai, and he rolls and rotates him over there onto his black.
I did speak to somebody today who said he didn't want to see Kamikawa and Renair.
No. Did he say why?
Well, he wanted to fight him.
Oh, right.
It was Stefan Hedgie.
No wonder.
No, it was. Because I did exactly what we spoke about in the break. I went to him and I said, you've messed up our plan. I thought he was going to land me one, because he looked at me like, hey, I'm in the final. Do you know you're talking to? I said, you messed up our plan. We had Kamikawa and Renair because that was the last man to beat him. I said, however, you can save us and be the next man to beat him. Before that, we've got Vlado Simeonescu of Romania to come against Zarko Chulum of Serbia. It's Simeonescu in the white judogi, Chulum in blue.
Simeonescu looks a little bit different, doesn't he? We're carrying that little bit of extra weight. It just, makes him look different, totally.
He's got the beard as well, hasn't he? He's got that beard thing going on. In the middle, to referee this one, Roberta Cirillia of Italy. A short lady looking after the big fellas.
Well,
however,
looking after them, but doing a great job out there.
She can do the job.
Adrian Shukuru there, just the former European champion, one of the oldest people to win a European title, actually.
He's done the job.
Yeah, done it. Been there and done it. World medalist as well.
Siminescu in the white judogi, Chulam in blue. We're underway with the second of the bronze medal contests. The warm-up then, if you like, for the main event. Here's Neil.
Well, Siminescu is a big thrower. Is it going to happen here? And he is a little bit similar, actually. When he decides to put the attack in, it's strong. Just looking for his world ranking there, Siminescu. I think his world ranking's gone down quite considerably. We haven't seen him out that much, have we?
We've had the other Romanian on show, haven't we? Daniel Natia, the big guy. We've seen him around. But Siminescu is filling that place at the moment.
Yeah. Are we going to see some commitment here? That's what we want to see, is some commitment into the technique. So Shido, Siminescu, Kellum. Trying to get the arm over the top there, Kellum. Not one attack yet, I have to say. Now we have. Something's going to happen now. Siminescu tries the Makikomi, and first proper attacks of the match. Minute and a half in. Well, that was a really poor attempt at Yoko Satemiwaza. I think one more of those and he will get penalised. Now it's going to happen! Utsurigoshi! Oh!
And you don't see that very often.
Not in the heavyweights, you don't. He just hotches him up there, the little changing hip movement there, and you don't see that at this weight.
If he brought that off, that would have been one for the book.
Yeah, he would have. Well, it normally turns into Yushiro-goshi, you know, where they just scoop the legs out to the side, as opposed to Utsuri, which is changing hip, of course.
And that definitely was an attempt at it.
No, he definitely was thinking of it, definitely. I think his hips said different.
How much was he lifting up there with Chulam? We've got those weights here. Dr. Lisa Allen brought up for us. 140 kilos.
Oh, yeah, 140 kilos going upwards. Didn't quite manage to get the hips underneath there. We just had a little look there at the Utsuri.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you for that.
Very nicely done.
Still one Shido each on the board. 1 minute to go in this bronze medal match. Second bronze medal match of the plus 100 kilos category. Arm round the back now. Siminescu is dangerous from this position. Is he going to switch it? He's going to go forwards and then switch it to the back. He's got a little twitch as Siminescu.
Unfortunately, he didn't use it quick enough.
Not quick enough. 2 Shidos each. One more and it'll be all over. What happens if both of them get it?
Had not thought about that.
Well, it's something that's been a topic of discussion. Not to give the bronze medal at all. Neither one of them attacks or does anything. You can't give one without the other. There, that's a score. That's going to be a score there. 12 seconds still to go, and a Wazari there for Siminescu. So we're not going to see that situation.
No, because if he's had 3 minutes 50 to come up with a score, it's unlikely that he's going to finish him off now. Siminescu should be strong enough. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to say seconds ticking away there. It's all over.
Well, he can celebrate. He came up with a single score towards the end. Vladu Simonescu of Romania coming out on top there. He gave us that one look at something that would have been quite interesting.
He has some really big technique, but it looked to me as if he was flat on his feet, just finding it difficult to move as he used to. What did you say he came in at? About 160 kilos?
140, that was Chulum.
No, but I'm on about Simonescu.
I hadn't looked that up. 163.
163 kilograms, and I would probably say that's 10 kilos up at least
on previous.
So if he and he's ever such a nice chap, you know, but I hope he is listening, because definitely it make a difference to his movement, which he's got good movement, so he needs to be able to do it.
Straight for the autograph signing.
Lefty as well.
Yeah, well, he's been in that position before, so he knows the drill. A couple of autographs, and then go back and get ready. Let's have a look at the highlights from this one, and then we'll be back with the main event.
I was looking for the switch, and he didn't need to, because actually his opponent came in for a technique anyway. So then Simonescu there just controls that top half, takes him onto his side there for the score. Traps the leg, gets the drive. Well, he almost gave the score away himself there, didn't he? Just rolled onto his side. So Simonescu is happy. Gets a medal in this 2017 Grand Prix here in Zagreb. And now for the big event.
We come now to the final of the plus 100 kilo category. Teddy Riner of France faces the young pretender Stefan Hegyi of Austria. It's Riner in the white judogi, Hegyi in blue.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't look at the number 2 bit next to Riner, because he's a 9-time world champion, double Olympic gold medalist, and he hadn't fought actually up to the World Championships since the Olympic Games. First time out, everybody thought, well, we'll catch him a little bit rusty, and he probably was, but he still managed to take him apart, didn't he, at the World Championships. A little bit different every time he steps out. He's under immense pressure every time he steps out. Everybody, in some ways, wants to see somebody give him a massive fight or a good fight. He had 2 matches that went to golden score in that World Championships, but everybody looks on at this man and thinking, well, is there anybody to beat him? Teddy Riner of France coming out against Hegyi of Austria. Big right arm over the top there. Teddy Riner. We haven't seen the Uchimata, have we? But we might see it here. Hegyi, though, give him his credit where it's due, has come out to fight.
19 years old.
Yeah, 19 years of age, is that right?
Yeah.
He is. Great. And really, and this is the point, he has nothing to lose here, everything to gain. Even if he loses this match, everybody will have expected it, but he can come out here and give it his best shot, can't he? Teddy Riner, we watched him go into golden score twice and pull it out the bag, didn't we, in the World Championships. He kept cool, and he does keep cool under pressure. Good attacks there from Hedgie. Teddy Riner will have to do something now. Brave referee gives him a Shido.
Oh, Hedgie's been doing the attacking.
Without a doubt he has, and strong attacks as well, meaning them. Good attack there from Renier, but doesn't manage to get him onto his side.
Last month, Hedgie was runner-up in the Junior European Championships. A month ago, here he is now battling with the biggest name in judo.
Why not? This is what it's all about. But Teddy Riner supporters out there shouting his name. There's a massive technique now.
Yeah.
Was that Ippon?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Oguruma to finish it off there. Teddy Riner.
You'd think that he was in France.
you would really, wouldn't you?
Teddy, the young fans there with all their autograph books ready for him to sign. The man's spread, hasn't he? You know.
Yet again, just waits his moment, Teddy Riner.
Hedgie did today what no one else did earlier on. He came out and he gave him a fight.
Well, he came out to fight. You know, that there's a difference between coming out and trying to survive. He came out to try and score, and that was the difference with Hedgie, you know, and I thought that was very brave of him.
Yeah.
But, like I said, nothing to lose, have you, against the 9-time world champion? Just come out and have a go.
You're 19. Give it a go.
Well, I talked to, you know, this is an interesting one. I talked to the great Robert van der Waal, and he said, I would have loved to have had a go. He said he would have.
Yeah, would you?
He said so.
He would.
Well, you know what? Because he was a fighter, and he would have taken the fight to him, you know, and that's what he wants. And that's what he means. He doesn't mean anything disparaging against Teddy Riner.
No harm done for Stefan Hedgie. Credit to him for getting out there, 19 years old, going up against the big man, the big legend, you know, giving his best. All right, he got thrown for Ippon, but he's left us with a good feeling about his attitude.
Yeah, he must be getting just a little bit tired of people just wanting him to lose, really, but it's not that. I don't think it is that. Oguruma in the end catches Hedgie. I think it's just that people want to see people have a go. So don't take it personally, Teddy Riner, because you are brilliant and you are a great ambassador for the sport. It's just that everybody wants to see the heavyweights have a go at you, that's it.
And they were cheering him on.
Yes,
all the young fans, you know, Teddy, they're all there with their autograph books. That's what they want to see. He's not a villain.
No, he's not a villain. Oguruma, and flat on his back there, absolutely.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the plus 78 kilo category coming up now.
International Judo Federation Sport Commission and President of the Judo Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Dr. Branislav Silvovac. Bronze medalists are
the first of the bronze medals goes to Fatoumata Mbairo. Yeah, she was in line first, but the name that they called out was Inamori Nami. No, not you. You'll be next. Inamori Nami of Japan collects hers first, then Fatoumata Mbairo of France. She's happy now. Silver medal goes to Santa Pacanita of Lithuania. But the gold medal goes to Larissa Čerik of Bosnia-Herzegovina, a very popular winner here in Croatia.
It was a really good opportune arm block, wasn't it, that she got? Two really good arm locks actually in that heavyweight division. Both of them Udi Gatami. This one from Sodomaki Komi, keeps onto the arm, straightens it out. The other one was from the Sumigaeshi.
Yeah, from Hamada Shori in
Yeah,
the
no,
other
it was a
78 kilo.
good one,
Yeah,
wasn't
you're right.
it? Yeah, so
quite right.
two really good ones, same technique, same arm lock, should I say.
Please rise for the national anthem of Bosnia and Herzegovina.
And now the national anthem of Bosnia and Herzegovina. In its entirety there. First time I've heard the national anthem of Bosnia and Herzegovina. We got it both barrels, didn't we?
Now you know it. You'll be able to hum it.
Right, the family picture over and done with. We've got the winning quartet up there. The bronze medals were won by Imbario and Inamori. Pacanita took the silver and it was Cherik the gold. Before we come to the last awarding ceremony, we've got some highlights, and no doubt Neil has got a few points that he's going to bring you whilst those highlights are rolling and whilst we're waiting for the quartet in the plus 100 kilo category to come up. There's Neil.
Well, it just gives us just a few seconds, doesn't it, just to say what a great tournament it's been, actually. We've seen some really good judo, some good surprises. We've seen some unusual things on the edge, you know, people making mistakes that they shouldn't make at this level of competition. But in the end, Japan have come out ahead again. 5 gold medals, a silver, 3 bronzes. Hungary have done amazingly well. They've got 2 gold medals today, 1 to add to their gold medal yesterday, so they've got 3 gold medals, a silver and a bronze. Brazil with 2 gold medals, they're third in the medals, and France at the moment are fourth, but now I'm just thinking it's going to be different. It is the gold medal. No, that does include the gold medal. So 1 gold and 3 bronze, 3 silvers for France. Georgia, Azerbaijan, and we've got Bosnia, Herzegovina now have 1 gold medal apiece. So that's the medal ceremony. It's been a good one all the way through.
It was that little 60 kilo pocket rocket, Amiram Papinashvili, who picked up the gold medal for the Georgians, and then with the Azeris it was in the under 73 kilo category, Rustam Orozhov, so who we had a look at a little bit earlier on. One of the nicest young men on the circuit.
Really?
Yeah,
a nice young man, and did a great job as well. And so polite, so polite. Incredible.
Right, we're preparing for that awarding ceremony now. I wonder who it is that they've got to present the medals on this occasion. I can't see. Anyway, we'll let you know who it is when we get that far. We've got more judo to bring for you soon. Neil will tell you about that when we do the wrap up. That's exactly where we're going to be.
Yeah, very close to it as well, and that's just next week. I will tell you a little bit about that in a second. The medal winners in the last category here just about to come out.
Kobayashi in his bronze medal contest there. He showed us a few nice things earlier on. And then Machedo as well. He gave us a really good look. In particular with his contest with Alexander Kokolya. That was a great one. How many scores did we have in that?
7.
7 scores. Yeah.
By referee supervisor of the International Judo Federation, Olympic champion, Mrs.
Kathy Fleury, refereeing supervisor and former Olympic champion, presenting the medals in the plus 100 kilo category. First of the bronze medals goes to Vlado Simeonescu and then to Kamikawa Daiki of Japan. Silver medal goes to Stefan Hegyi of Austria. The gold medal goes to Teddy Riner. Big applause from Stefan Hegyi. Neil.
Yeah, what a great performance from a great champion. So now after 3 days of great judo, the great champion Teddy Riner brings the competition to a close with another great performance, and he maintains his unbeaten record over a 7-year period. We are going to be back next week in Tashkent, and what can I say, it's going to be more judo action, and from me and Sheldon, all I can say is we've had a great time commentating for you. It's been a great 3 days. Until then, next week, from both of us here, it's goodbye for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of France.
Dame i gospodo, molim ustanite na himnu Francuske.
Thank you very much. Family picture in the Judo. So dear friends, one more time, congratulations to all athletes, especially all the medalists of Zagreb Grand-Prix 2017. So this is the end. Thank you very much for being with us.